What radio? The music you want.
With your host, Keys Dan.
Wait till they get a load of me.
RadioWhat.com. What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming at you live in a living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's a companion podcast to the RadioWhat.com online radio station that I have. And the reason that I created this podcast is to find out more about you. Yes, you, the listener. Everybody has a story. Everybody has somewhere that they came from. And I want to know about you. I want to pick your brain, drill you for knowledge. If you would like to be a part of the program, tell your story, give me a call at 501-470-6386. Or just shoot me an email, info@radiowhat.com. What makes you famous? Today on the program, I have Nathan Mobley. Now, Nathan Mobley, he calls himself Joker on his Facebook page. He is a cosplayer, amongst other things. And for those of you that don't know, I am a bit of a cosplay fan. I like it so much that, I go to these Comic-Cons and I get the privilege a lot of times to DJ at the Comic-Cons, and I'd like to be able to cosplay, and I've dabbled a little bit into it, mostly making my own thing, and I'm not even sure if that's cosplay. Maybe I'll ask Nathan Mobley about that and find out a little bit more about what if you create your own characters. Like the last one that I did was at the Cos Prom Winter Ball, which just happened recently, and I just lit up my suspenders and I lit up my bow tie and I wore some goggles that had lights on them. So is that cosplay, or is that just me being all flashy? I mean, one of my ideas is I definitely want to do a robot of some kind. I want to light up a whole suit. And why? I don't know. I'm old and I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, let me give a call to Nathan Mobley and find out more about cosplay. Calling Nathan Mobley.
Hey, what's up?
Is this the legendary Nathan Mobley?
You're talking with him.
It's Keys Dan. What makes you famous? You ready to do a podcast, my man?
Let's go.
I've gotten the thing I know about you is I've gotten to see you around town doing your cosplay, and I'm a cosplay, I guess, fan of people that do cosplay, and I was kind of wondering about your cosplay. I know on Facebook they call you Joker. You call yourself Joker because that's the cosplay that you do the most. But I don't know. I was kind of interested in that, and hopefully that's part of the story that you want to tell. What is it that you wanted to get into?
Man, there's so much going on right now. Like, just got done with ACA. I get back from ACA and it's WrestleMania, so I'm still on that high from WrestleMania. Like, aside from cosplay, like, wrestling is like my second big fandom. Actually, I think before cosplay, I put wrestling over.
Well, shoot. What do you want to talk about first, then? What do you like about wrestling? I haven't been into wrestling since Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and Dusty Rhodes.
Oh man, like that's old school. That's some AWA and WWF stuff, and oh my gosh, that's old school.
Well, I'm a one-time announcer down in South Florida. I got to be in the ring for the IWZ, which is called the Independent Wrestling Zone, and their biggest wrestler was Bruce Santiago, and his big thing is he wore these purple Speedos. And let's see, there was another one. Oh, there was one called the Iron Sheik, but not that Iron Sheik. When the Iron Sheik passed away, this gentleman who was in the Independent Wrestling Zone asked the family of the Iron Sheik if he can go by that name, the Iron Sheik, and he carried a little spike. Well, one of the things that they did to me when I was in the ring and I was doing the announcing, is the Iron Sheik came and jumped into the ring and hit me in the back with a chair. So I had to go, oh, and I ran out of the ring, and then they did their match.
That's always fun, though.
It is. So what did you have to do with the wrestling? Was it Sunday?
Yeah.
So what was it?
It's just WrestleMania, like WWE's like super huge event. Oh my gosh, there's so much I could talk about WrestleMania.
Well,
like,
go get into it.
General. Okay, so first off was Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar has been holding the Universal title hostage for several years now, and everybody who has been deserving of it has had their shot, but dude just devastates and devastates and devastates, and like nobody could touch him. And so Seth Rollins comes in and he challenges him and has got the absolute crud kicked out of him, but still pushed through and got the win.
And he defeated Brock Lesnar, you said?
Yes, and Brock's on his way back to the UFC, so I figured this was going to happen anyway, but it was good to finally see that the Universal title is back in the hands of somebody who's going to defend it for, more than 3 times a year.
Was that the first match in WrestleMania this year?
That was the opening match. Usually it's a main event, but the main event, I'll get to that in a second because that's a long one.
Sure. This is WrestleMania. We're got to be in our 30s by now. What
35,
number?
Man.
35?
35. Yes. Took place in Brooklyn, or not Brooklyn, New York. That's where Raw's taking place.
Right.
No, it took place in Jersey.
Jersey. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
What other highlights do you remember about WrestleMania that just happened this past Sunday?
Freaking, it was last night. That's how I remember everything. Shoot. Freaking, so like Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan was the next big title match. And Daniel Bryan won the title. He won the title like at WrestleMania 30 before they unified it. And his story behind that, the background story behind that, is it was the underdog story.
Okay.
And then this time around, he was kind of a jerk about it, teasing a guy who's been in the business for 11 years and has never had a legitimate opportunity. And Daniel Bryan calls him a B-plus player and all this kind of stuff and talks all this bad smack. Well, Kofi has had to go through absolute pandemonium just to even have a WrestleMania shot. And he proved it last night that he has what it takes. He won the title, and it was the most emotional, storytelling, brutal match I've seen in a minute. And like just the ending, the emotion, the crying, his fellow teammates in the New Day coming out with brand new shirts, his kids coming out. It was powerful.
Now, Kofi Kingston, he's the one from Africa?
The storyline is he's from Jamaica.
Jamaica.
I'm almost certain he's not from Jamaica, though, because he's long since dropped the accent.
Okay, I think he's from Africa. I'm going to try to look this up. Oh, yeah, he's says from Ghana. He's 37 years old, and he's from Kumasi, Ghana. And he's the first African-born WWE champion in history. Fantastic.
Yeah,
all right.
That is why that is so freaking important, because this is the fact is and not a lot of people have the guts to talk about it, but wrestling in general has had a long history of putting people of color on the back burner as far as big titles and stuff like that go. And even when they do give them the titles, they have to work their butts off. And WWE is no exception. I love the company to pieces, but the only person who has held the WWE title before Kofi Kingston was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah. Well, would you expect that they're playing to their base, though? It's mostly Southern white folks that like the WWE.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore.
All right. I'm getting schooled here.
With WWE being the most worldwide, gigantic platform in wrestling, in mainstream wrestling, aside from the independents, they have everybody watching them now. Everybody from all over the world. They've got commentary in almost every major language, from Japanese to Russian to Hispanic. Their demographic is a lot bigger than your old school wrestling fan demographic. Because when you think of a wrestling fan, you still think of that old time demographic. You got the dude with the beer gut who's Macho Man, just all this. But it's no longer like that. We've got kids, we've got women, you've got just everyone is tuning in, because now there's representation everywhere. Just recently, last year at WrestleMania, they had Finn Balor come out with an entrance of a huge group of the LGBTQ community, because Balor's been going on this whole spiel that Balor Club is for everyone, and came out with this group of LGBTQ people. His logo was done up rainbow-fied. It was amazing, and this year was momentous. It was a history-making WrestleMania, because the first time ever in the history of the company at WrestleMania, the main event was a women's match.
Oh, I heard about that. I did hear about that.
And it was a triple threat. You had Charlotte Flair, who is the heiress to Ric Flair's throne.
Right.
You have Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman on the planet,
right?
A UFC namesake for the longest time, who carried that company on her shoulders, just about like Conor McGregor. And then you've got Becky Lynch, a nobody who has clawed her way tooth and nail and become probably one of the biggest names in WWE right now, over most of the even male superstars. Yeah,
they came across my Twitter feed this morning, and I took a look at it, and I was very surprised to see that. And you're talking about people of different ethnicities, and I remember, doing the independent wrestling zone down in South Florida. Tito Puente Jr. was part of it. In fact, he was part of a wrestling team, and this is a guy who's Tito Puente's son, the famous drummer, Mambo King. And he's taken over the Mambo part, and he decided, well, you know what? I'm going to become a part of this wrestling. So people of all walks are jumping into wrestling. Like Ronda Rousey, she was an MMA fighter, and now she's really big time in the wrestling. Who won that match between the two of them? Between Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch?
It was Becky Lynch, and it was a winner take all match. She has freaking Ronda's title, and she has Charlotte's title. She carries them both now. She is the first ever women's double champion.
She's unified the belt, like in boxing is what they call that, unifying the belt. Did they have the same kind of nomenclature in wrestling?
Well, they do unify. They have had a history in unifying titles. WWE unified their WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight title to create it to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know yet if they're planning on unifying the women's titles. I don't think so, given the fact that WWE is still technically doing the brand split.
Oh my goodness! I just went to the Twitter, and I'm catching this GIF that's going along where Charlotte Flair was holding Ronda Rousey upside down outside the ring, and Becky Lynch came in and drop kicked her. Oh yeah, it was a grueling match. It was like, by the time WrestleMania was over with, I can tell you for one, I had no energy in my body because there was. So how many people were in your party there? Oh man, there was about 6 or 7 of us. A lot of energy. A lot of energy. Everybody who we wanted to win won. Like every match was really good,
But the three main matches was Rollins versus Lesnar, Kofi versus Daniel Bryan, and Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Ronda just going all out. And for the first time ever women's main event, those three women put out all the stops. It was just nonstop action. It was really good. And even the finish was good enough to, it was controversial in a way, because a lot of people were arguing that Ronda didn't have her shoulders down. Other people were saying she did have her shoulders down. This could, I mean, in the wrestling industry, this could be worked with in such a magnificent way.
Now,
but Ronda's not
for the listeners, what's the shoulders down mean?
It just means pin. When both shoulders are down, that's a clean pin.
Okay,
well,
continue.
Clean is a matter of perspective, I imagine, but I thought it was a good pin. I thought it was a good clean pin. It was a good finish. Ronda's going to probably be taking a little bit of time off because it looks like she broke her hand during the match.
I could see that just with this little thing where she's getting knocked out of the ring and landing on her shoulder, head. It looks brutal.
A lot of, I mean, that's the thing, you know, like the biggest thing is all wrestling's fake. And I can tell you, as somebody who's actually been in the ring and done it a little bit,
sure.
I was training for a little bit, and I can tell you right now, it's not as easy as people say it is. And, you know, you call it fake. I'll tell you right now, you go ahead, find one of the indie promotions. We've got 2, 3, 4 of them in Arkansas, and go to a training session. They'll educate you, and you're going to hurt.
Yeah, fake is a general term. You still have to be very athletic, whether you know each other or not, and your buddies outside the ring, what have you, you know, or if it's scripted at all, you still have to be some kind of an athlete to go jumping, you know, in and out of the ring like they do. That's crazy.
I'm a martial artist. I study karate. I've been in Taekwondo for about 20 years. I'm starting to try to learn Brazilian
Do you have Hapkido with your Taekwondo?
You know, whenever I was doing wrestling, I had to really unlearn a lot of what was drilled into my head through constant practice, constant instruction, stuff like that. So for me, I had to put the Taekwondo on the back burner a little bit and learn how to actually operate inside of the ring. That way I could do it safely without hurting myself or somebody else. At the end of the day, when you two are in the ring, whether you're going against somebody in a crowd of 2 people or a crowd of 2,000 people, you know, you and that person, you have each other's lives in each other's hands, and one mess up, one mistake can cost somebody their life, cost somebody their career. And for a lot of people, you know, especially in the indie scene, you know, unless you're in like one of the bigger indie promotions, you're not making, you know, a whole bunch of money. You could make maybe $70 and free concessions at that show, and then you're back in the car going to another state. I've got friends who did that for the longest time, and I've got friends that are still doing it. Mad shout out to LFW Wrestling.
LFW Wrestling? What does that stand for?
Living Faith Wrestling.
Kind of a Christian based?
Yes, sir. And
okay.
They're really good guys. Like, they are really good guys. They should be hosting a show soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's great. And they're located in the Little Rock area, or where are they based out of?
At first, they were based out of Benton. I don't know currently where they are doing. I know they're doing shows like in different areas in Arkansas. They do kind of still stay around the Benton area for the most part. Their next show should be Mania Mayhem, I think.
Okay.
That's usually after their, let's see, they've got another show coming the 14th. It's going to be Uprising, and it's going to be in Bryant.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Carter Matthews is on the card?
What? Is that a good guy?
That's one of my best friends, man. Like, me and him train together, and he's making such a good name for himself now. And like, he's just, he's so good, and he's so nice and humble.
Okay. Now, how far did you go in this training? Did you actually do matches, you say?
No. I was doing basics. Any matches, if you want to call them that, they were just practice matches. I never got to get in front of the crowd, but that's all right. One of these days I'm coming back, and then I'll make it, even if it's for one match, man.
Now, would you call that sparring, I guess? You can call it sparring. Other people call it rolling around. You can call it an exhibition match. You can call it whatever you want. It's practicing, making sure that you're learning what you're supposed to be learning. And, of course, it's always going to be with your trainer, and he's going to, guide you through it and tell you, hey, you're doing this. You need to pick up the pace in this. You need to step up this. Yeah.
It's basically almost the same thing as learning a martial art or something like that. You listen to your teacher, and of course, you have testing cycles and all that kind of stuff where, you can rank up or something like that. It would be the same way, minus the ranking up and all that kind of stuff. Just making sure you're knowing learning what you are doing.
That's fantastic. I mean, you say you had martial arts. I've ran through the gambit of martial arts. You could say I have a yellow belt in many, many different styles. I started in Goju, and I did the Taekwondo with the Hapkido, which is kind of a grappling. It's kind of paired together. I know how to count to 10. Hana, dul, set, net, yasit, dasit, ilgap, yadul. And that's pretty much all I learned. and I learned, one kata, and I got the yellow belt there, and I got a yellow belt in Goju, and a yellow, not even a yellow belt in Aikido, because I was learning that from a policeman down in the Florida Keys, who spent time in the Philippines. So, Cali, Filipino Cali was what he was teaching with the stick fighting. So I didn't go far in a lot of these martial arts. How far did you get in your martial arts studies?
In Taekwondo, I'm a second-degree black belt.
Would you stop?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And you're still doing that now?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Had to take a little bit of a break after my car wreck, but I'm back, and I'm learning more, and more importantly, I'm trying to learn to slow down.
Yeah, hold the phone. You had a car wreck. What happened? When was this?
This was over a year ago, man. That was the best way to put my life on hold and freaking teach me to breathe for a second. I was on my way to work and going to make a turn. I guess I was on autopilot, because I really don't remember much of what happened. The only thing I know is I got hit. Oh
my! Well, I'm glad it seems like you're recovered.
I got cleared about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
All right.
Doctor gave me the clear. He said you're healed up. You're as good as you're going to be. Yeah, I'm as good as it's healed up, as good as it's ever going to be. It's not perfect. It's not the way it was.
What part's perfect? What part's not perfect?
My femur.
Femur. Okay, that's the leg bone or thigh bone.
That's the one of the strongest bones in your body.
Yeah, I have a pin in my femur from a motorcycle wreck, so I know that part very well.
Long, grueling recovery, and even now, I still got to watch myself, and not be too active. Still got to allow my leg to continue to get stronger. Just because I got the clear doesn't mean I can go back to doing everything I want, but it'll happen. It'll happen eventually.
I hope it didn't shorten your wrestling career or your Taekwondo career.
It has not shortened both. And even like I said, even if it's one match, it'll happen. I will make it happen. I have a dream, and I will, even if it's one match, I'm going to live my dream of being in a wrestling match. And if my martial arts gets put on hold as far as competition goes, that's fine. If I'm stuck teaching for the rest of my life, that's perfectly fine. There are plenty of young minds out there, plenty of people out there that are eager to learn. And if I can help them become better than they were yesterday, then I'm all okay with that.
Well, that sounds like a great attitude, Nathan Mobley. Any more on WrestleMania 35? Any more highlights? We went through. Yes.
If you want all the best highlights, you're gonna have to watch. You're gonna have to watch it. There's just way too many to go through.
Because
we'll be up all night.
Winner Seth Rollins, winner Brock Lesnar, losers AJ Styles and Randy Orton. They lost.
Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton won that match. Yeah, Brock Lesnar did not win his match. I know that for sure.
Well, it says winner. Brock Lesnar will look to resume his free agent status as he will spend another spring being wooed by both UFC and WWE, with rumors already surfacing that Lesnar could face Daniel Cormier in August. The Beast will be in a great position to enjoy a piece of either WWE or UFC's billion-dollar come-up. Well, maybe that's why they're calling him a winner. He might have lost the match, but it looks like he's going to UFC.
I'll tell you this right now. Brock Lesnar is a darn good businessman. I don't care for his character. As a person, I hear he's pretty okay, but I will give him the biggest credit when I say he is a darn good businessman. He has an exclusive contract with WWE that no other superstar has any ability to have. He doesn't drive to shows. He doesn't fly coach. He flies on a private jet from his hometown to the shows. And as far as UFC goes, he had a really decent match with Nate a few years ago. He had a pretty good UFC run when he a long time ago when he first went into that. If he goes back into the UFC, I wish him the best luck. But against Daniel Cormier, he's going to need a strong prayer life because DC will put him to sleep.
Who are was it Iconics?
The Iconics.
The Iconics, they're the winning.
They won the women's tag team titles in a fatal 4-way.
A fatal 4-way. What does that mean?
It's normally a regular fatal 4-way is going to be four wrestlers, and the rules of the fatal 4-way are the champion does not have to be pinned to lose their title.
Ooh. So the partner can be pinned and they'll still lose the title.
A scrub.
What?
A scrub. Well, not even that. A scrub can be pinned. If one of the Iconics had, I think they pinned Beth Phoenix. She wasn't even one of the champions, and that won them the match. You don't have to pin one of the champions. You can pin just some scrub or regular Joe just to win.
Ooh.
It was actually an incredible match, and the Iconics have been talked down on by a lot of wrestling fans, including some that had attended my wrestling party, and I was rooting for them. I really was. I like an underdog. I do.
Oh, for sure. It's you have a good heart, man. You want the underdog to win. Now I'm seeing Elias and John Cena were involved in this.
Elias and John Cena. Okay, so Elias was given permission to hold a musical performance for WrestleMania. WrestleMania every year they hold a musical performance, kind of like a halftime thing, you know. And Elias came out and he did a one-man band thing. And John Cena came out, and it was the best thing ever because he brought back the Doctor of Thugonomics.
What is that?
A character we haven't seen in a long time.
What is the Doctor of Thugonomics? How may I be schooled?
this was sure enough probably the best character John Cena has ever done. Like you've got the hustle, loyalty, respect John Cena that everybody knows and loves. But when he first came onto the WWE, he was still running his prototype character that he was in Ohio Valley Wrestling, and they had him switch it up a little bit, and he went from this ruthless aggression guy to word life, just wearing a jersey, where his cap sideways, had a huge chain with a padlock around his neck. He was spitting raps, and he was going by John Cena, the Doctor of Thugonomics.
I'm looking at it here. Doctor of Thugonomics, 2002 to 2005. He's dressed like Vanilla Ice, doing a freestyle rap. Beautiful 3 years. It was a golden age of his career. Since then, he has done so many accomplishments. He's also the leader. He's the leading celebrity in Make-A-Wish Foundation, as he has made more wishes than any single celebrity. Oh, that is great.
In Make-A-Wish. The dude is huge on Make-A-Wish. And I respect that man. But when he was doing Doctor of Thugonomics, it was only 3 years, but it was a glorious 3 years. So much entertainment. He killed it with that character.
It feels to me like he's a Boy Scout. Every time I see him in a movie, he's playing the nice guy who, I'm so sorry I beat you down.
He's never the bad guy, and I want to see bad guy John. I do. I think he could just give him a chance, and he would really get it.
I think it would probably be a robot version of himself, where it looks like John Cena, but it's a robot. I couldn't imagine John Cena. Yeah, I couldn't imagine him being the bad guy as his own persona. So, okay, Kurt Angle
versus Barry Corbin.
Barry Corbin. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually probably one of my least favorite matches of the night.
Okay.
It was like 6 minutes long, and it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
I don't really care for Baron Corbin. He's a fantastic wrestler, but I just don't care for him. And Kurt Angle, he's still good enough to do matches, but you can see the wear and tear, and it was really hard to watch. And I stand biased with it. I loved Kurt Angle back when he was wearing a tiny little cowboy hat and following around Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was funny. It was comical. And then when he had some of his more serious matches in later years, they were great. They were fantastic. But him coming back, he just he can't wrestle the same. The wear and tear is just too much. And for real, I think his farewell match should have put him as the winner.
Yeah, I'm looking it up here. Kurt Angle's highlights have been few and far between throughout his botched comeback tour, and Sunday night his career went out with a whimper after suffering a clean loss to Baron Corbin.
That sounds like a rough article to read.
Yeah. And then Batista, he's in there with Triple H.
Yeah, but Batista came back for one last match. He posted on Twitter today. Actually, I think he posted it last night after the match that was his last thing. That was the last hurrah that he wanted to do. And he's officially retiring from wrestling, which I'm so happy that he got to do that. But his movie career is going to take off with him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
And
every other Marvel film that Guardians gets featured in, for sure.
Yeah, Dave Bautista has got a flourishing career in cinema. It's just going to be, he's going to do big things.
Oh yeah, he's just a little bit older than me. I was born just a few days, 2 weeks after him. I'm looking it up here in 1969. 50 years old. Yeah. I'm sure he's tired of getting beat up and jumping up and down on people. And getting his bones jumped on anyway. It's probably easier to go to the gym and study your lines.
I just, for me, that match was it was good. It was classic, and it felt good to see. It felt good to see him back in the spotlight, even if it was for one last time. A little bit bittersweet about it, but all in all, I know he's going to do big things.
That's cool. But the big winner of WrestleMania 35, Becky Lynch.
Yes.
So you expect to see more from her, definitely?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. She's double champion. She's got her work cut out for her.
She'll be defending both 2 titles, not 1, but 2. Well, very good.
She'll be just fine about it. She'll be just fine.
Well, that's WrestleMania 35. What happened at ACA, and what is ACA?
ACA is Anime Con Arkansas.
And that was this past weekend as well?
That was this past weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And what did you do?
Yeah, I showed up late on Saturday. That's what I did.
Well, people got to work, I guess.
Got to make that money.
Yep. So, anything good? Any good cosplay?
Oh man, yeah! Everybody's cosplay was so good. Like, I love. That's one of the my favorite things to do at a convention is to see what everybody else brings to the table.
Absolutely.
And they came out like I saw everything from My Hero Academia to Naruto. Saw some video game characters that people do in Overwatch. My friend Sean was dressed up as Kevin Owens on Sunday, who's also a wrestler. Kevin Owens is the wrestler who he was cosplaying as. I think Sean.
He was cosplaying as a wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And this is which Sean is this?
This was in Little Rock over at the.
Which Sean is this? Which one?
Oh, Sean Litton.
Oh, Sean Litton. Okay, I think I'm familiar. I've gotten to DJ a few of those Comic Cons, so I get to see all the good cosplay, and I think that's pretty fun to watch from my perch up on the DJ booth there.
It really is. Like, and speaking of DJ, man, they had a DJ out there, DJ Ross, bringing the beats for the rave on Saturday night.
That's cool again.
Got there just in time.
Excellent. My next one is Heroes and Angels Comic Con on the 29th at the end of this month, and I get to do the after party on that one.
There.
Oh, so cool.
And I will be there. I'm looking forward to that convention so much. I really am. Everything. It's crazy. This is their 3rd year going, and when Brandy approached the Arkansas Cosplay Network group page about an idea she had, I don't think she knew, and definitely none of us knew just how big this thing was going to go. And they're on their 3rd year, and they've got you DJing the after party. And from what I understand, they're going to have a couple of really awesome cosplay guests this year.
I saw that.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we definitely have to talk about the Heroes and Angels Comic Con because they do a lot of good work for the kids with cancer.
Let's talk about it. I get hyped up talking about them.
Well, let's look at the about on the page there. Heroes and Angels Comic Con is hosted by Heroes and Angels. We welcome everyone to come out and enjoy our biggest fundraiser of the year. We strive to make sure that we have activities and fun for all ages. And the event is on the 27th of April 27th, and it's over at Sherwood Forest. So make sure you get there and look for the event page on your Facebook for sure. Heroes and Angels. And then, of course, the Heroes and Angels Comic-Con after party with yours truly. I'll be playing whatever you want. I know last year, let's see, I had one, well, different Comic-Cons have different people, and I had one that all they wanted to hear was K-pop for the rest of the night. I'm okay with that. It's got a good beat. I can't understand any of the words, but definitely it's got a good beat. Kind of fun. But yeah, I'm all for being a part of the Heroes and Angels.
Oh, knowing some of the crowd that's going to be going to that convention, you bring the music, we'll bring the ruckus. It's going to be a party.
Yeah.
It's going to be a party. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Any hints on what you're dressing up as?
Like whenever we did the first Heroes and Angels Con, I did the Joker, and I hosted a tea party, and everybody was a little bit worried because there was a bad guy hosting a tea party, but the kids loved it. And that's what this entire convention's for, is those kids, and they had a blast. And then last year, I couldn't do it because I was in a wheelchair, and that character demands so much energy. And when I cosplay somebody, I want to bring that character to life. Right. I study up on them. I watch movies or videos or whatever. I learn about the character. I bring on their personality traits. So whenever I cosplay them, I'm not just me in a costume. I want them to see the character that they're looking at.
Now,
and
I'm going to ask you about
Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix in just a few minutes, but I want to know your views on cosplay, because whenever I do cosplay, and I don't even know if it's called cosplay, I just light myself up. That I put lights on my suspenders, lights on my bow tie, and lights on my goggles. Is that cosplay, or is that just, hey, having a good time, making your own character?
Well, you know what? I think you're cosplaying as Keith Dan, the DJ. I think think about it. Your normal, think about it's a differentiation from your normal attire. When you are Keith Dan, the DJ, the host, you wear the lights, you wear the suspenders, you wear the different outfits. You become, even if it's still you become a different version of yourself. So yeah, I think that is cosplay. I would call it cosplay.
Okay.
Don't listen to what haters might have to say.
I did get compliments at the Cosprom when I put that together, and I had
thought your
batteries.
suspenders were dope.
Yeah, I did those myself. Hey, I made my own costume. So all right, let's hit it. Joaquin Phoenix is coming up as the Joker, and since that's your signature cosplay, what do you think?
Oh, I am excited for Joaquin Phoenix's performance. Okay. Every Joker, from Cesar Romero all the way up to Joaquin Phoenix, they have always brought something new to the table. They've always brought a different aspect of this character, and I believe this character is that's a fair portrayal of him, because it seems to me that he's always going to ever evolve, ever change, even in the comics. And so I don't personally believe that there is a quote-unquote best Joker, considering that everybody has brought something to the table. You had Cesar Romero, the classic hyperactive, corny puns Joker. Then you had Jack Nicholson, who brought that debonair, that class, that gangster feel of it. And then you got Heath Ledger, who was the anarchist. He was a man without a plan. He was a dog chasing cars. Jared Leto. Yeah. A lot of people will criticize him. I think if they had allowed him to have his own time, his own movie, he could have been great. But he was a side character in the Suicide Squad. But for what he brought to the table, it was still good, and it brought us a dark sense.
I don't think they used him enough.
No, they didn't. And what they did use him for was more or less to lift up Harley Quinn,
taunting her, pretty much.
Right, it gave her character push and her character development. But I think if they did a standalone with Jared Leto using that version of the Joker, we could have something. And then we land here with Joaquin Phoenix, and everybody was holding their breath. And when they debuted the makeup, there were only a few people who really saw what it was. They see this makeup and they're like, well, that's not the Joker. Well, wrong. You're wrong. That is. The episode of Batman in the Adam West series, the episode that the Joker debuted on, I think it was called The Man Who Laughs.
Right.
And before Cesar Romero had that trademark face paint that he wore, he was wearing a mask that looked like, that had that same face paint that Joaquin Phoenix is wearing. It's an homage, and I respect the ever-living crud out of it. And then the trailer, people complain about the trailer, but what they're not seeing. They want to see the Joker, but what the trailer is showing is what you need to see before you see the monster. You need to see the man. Instead of falling into a vat of acid, Joaquin Phoenix's character falls into the most toxic substance known to man, and that is everyday society.
Oh, see, and you love this character. I can hear it in your voice.
I do. I have a passion for the Joker's character. He was my first real full cosplay that I actually put some effort in. It wasn't just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I was going to do. I'm what's called a closet cosplayer, which is I just grab stuff out of my closet, throw it together, bing, bang, boom, voila. Mm-hmm. I don't have the money for Amazon bought cosplay, and I don't have the necessary skills in sewing and stitching and crafting to make my own that way. So I just run with what I've got, and I've been actually pretty successful with it, and the Joker has just been my one standout that everybody knows about, that everybody knows me for.
I definitely like your Joker. You have, your clothes are ripped and tattered, and it's the makeup and the attitude that makes your character just come right through. It just shines.
I bring the energy. That's why I couldn't do his character last year, because he was so energetic. And this year, now that you know, I can walk around and move around and run and all that kind of stuff, I'm coming back to Heroes and Angels, and I'm bringing the Joker with me, and we're going to have a fun time. We are going to have a blast. I love bringing out that character. When I did the photo shoot earlier this year, I had so much fun. We had kids coming up, looking at all of us, talking with all the heroes and stuff like that. And these little kids that come up, they're like, "You suck, Joker."
Where did you do the photo shoot? I'm looking. It's out in the park somewhere.
We did it at one of the parks in Benton. It was very cold weather, and I was shivering, and everybody was shivering. But the photo shoot, we had so much fun, and the pictures came out so great. And it was my first time feeling like a professional cosplayer. Like, it was just so good.
I'm looking at the photo of all of you, and I'm seeing Drew Partnam is Connor. Is he Superboy?
Oh yeah, and we redid the famous scene in Injustice where Superman puts his fist through Joker's heart, just rips out his heart, and just finally does him in after Joker just tricks Superman and caused the destruction of Metropolis and ultimately also killing Lois Lane.
Now, who was your Red Hood? Was that C.K. Helms?
No, that was oh man, no. Actually, no, he does really good too. No, but that was.
I've been listening to the Good Stuff podcast with CK and friends. I think he's added a few more people on his 14th episode.
That was Jason Summit.
Jason Summit.
He's our Red Hood. Man,
that's great. See, I appreciate your cosplay so much. And then you say you're not a store-bought Joker. You are a realization of your own Joker. You make your own.
Yeah. No, the design, I kind of threw together, like, based off inspirations from almost every Joker. My attitude, I bring more Cesar Romero to it. But then my style is, like, kind of got a little bit of Jack Nicholson in it, a little bit of Jared Leto, some Heath Ledger in it. I threw it all together and I created my own thing, my own entity. Threw on some white contacts because you never see the Joker having like weird eyes. And I was like, you know what would make this creepy? If I put in some white contacts.
Give him a little Orphan Annie vibe.
People don't like making eye contact with me when I'm the Joker because I have those white eyes and I'll just look at them.
No, I'm seeing Kyle Squeaky. Was he Constantine?
John Constantine.
That's what he's doing? Wow. I mean, he pulled out all the stops. It's something that's unexpected. I mean, you see You see the usual gang, but then, yeah, those two definitely stand out, the Constantine and the Joker. But I do appreciate all the cosplay. Looking forward to seeing you on April 27th down at Sherwood at the Heroes and Angels Comic-Con. Anything else you want to tell the people?
Actually, you know what? I do.
Please.
I do. For any of you guys who are listening, whether you're a current cosplayer or you are just now getting into it, take it from somebody like me who had to pretty much build his empire from the ground up. Mokage cosplay didn't happen overnight. Mokage cosplay was a work of passion, dedication, and love. And most importantly, it could not be possible without having people in my life who have inspired me and encouraged me. And so let me part this wisdom on to you. Do not give up. If you are passionate about it, if you love it, whether you can't sew, whether you can't buy something, do not let that derail your dreams. Use that as fuel for your fire. Allow that to ignite your passions in a positive way, and you will create something that you love and something that you think you look good in, no matter what anybody says, because they will always be haters. But they are haters for a reason, because they can't see what you see. If your vision is you dressed up, looking the best that you've ever looked, then do it. Go for it. Live it. Cosplay is for everyone, whether you are black, white, gay, straight, tall, short, fat, thin, blue, yellow. It doesn't matter. Cosplay is for everyone. So if you're a 250-pound guy like me and you want to dress up as Sailor Moon, bro, do it. If you're 100 pounds soaking wet and you want to be the Incredible Hulk, then what is stopping you? I'll tell you what's stopping you. Only you.
Excellent.
You can do it.
Excellent.
Push through the barrier and be the best you can be. Cosplay is for everyone.
I know I follow your Mokage cosplay page on Facebook, and you're always putting out inspirational messages and, trying to lift people up always. Where did Mokage come from? Mokage cosplay.
It started off as a joke. When me and my friends, we would hang out at the skate park and stuff like that, and I would always cruise around wearing like anime shirts, and more importantly, I'd wear Naruto shirts because I'm a huge Naruto fan. I love that show, and everybody would mess with me.
Where's Naruto from?
Naruto is from the show Naruto.
Okay. So continue. Sorry.
His dream, his goal, his ultimate determination was he wanted to become the Hokage, which was the leader of his village. Kage in Japanese means shadow, and for his village, that was the Hokage. Then you got the village hidden in the sand. There's which is the Kazekage, the Mizukage, the Raikage, the Tsuchikage. And they are the leaders of their village. They are the respective leaders. They are the best. They are the strongest. They're the smartest. They are the guy that runs the place. And everybody would mess with me because I was such a huge Naruto fan. And living in Morrilton, they said, Nathan, you're the Mokage. And I was like, that's funny. And I had long since forgotten about it, but whenever I wanted to create my cosplay page, I went through, I think, 6 or 7 different name changes, and I can't tell you what they were because they were just awful. And I got to thinking about it, and I was like, no. And so I approached some friends about it. I was like, what do you think about this? And they're like, that's funny. And I was like, is it not? Because I told them the same story I just told you.
Yeah.
And they're like, you should run with that as your cosplay name. And I'm like, let's go. And so I created Mokage Cosplay, And it started off with just a couple of pictures of me as Joker, and since then I've added on to my repertoire everything from Pokemon cosplay to Star Wars to Harry Potter. There's going to be a picture in there somewhere of me dressed up as the Japanese wrestler Tiger Mask. It's just, yes. Like, it's become something that I'm really proud of. I'm hugely proud of Mokage cosplay. Like, I only have, the page only has like maybe 300 likes, I believe. But all 300 of those people, 269 likes. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
280 follows. All 269 people who like my page and all 280 people that follow my page. Those are my fans. If I never get to the 500 mark, if I never get to the 1,000 mark, I don't even care. I don't.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
those people right there, that's my fan base. Those are the people that I love, and if I get more, I'll love them just as much.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. I do this for me. It is my escape. It is my passion. It is my hobby. It is my love.
Well, and I'm looking, all the photos on Mokage cosplay are not just of you. They're of other cosplayers. You are lifting other people up, and that's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. I'm all about the artists of Arkansas, and they need to be represented. If they don't represent themselves on their page, that's fine. I'll do it for you. I will shout to the world of their greatness and put them in front of me if I have to.
Well, Nathan Mobley, this has been enlightening. I had no idea I was going to learn so much about wrestling, WrestleMania 35 for that matter, legendary, and Mokage cosplay. Definitely going to send people to that page. I'll post this up and put a picture of you with the Mokage cosplay and the Facebook page superimposed on there. Thank you so much, Nathan Mobley, for this.
Thank you.
Letting me put you on the What Makes You Famous podcast and learning more about Nathan Mobley. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Heroes and Angels on April 27th down in Sherwood Forest. Nathan Mobley.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Party people, that was Nathan Mobley, cosplayer, WrestleMania fan, all around cool dude. I'm so glad he came on the program. What makes you famous? If you want to be a part of the program, tell your story, give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email info@radiowhat.com. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. This is Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.
Radio What? The music you want. Hey guys, this is Shelly G with a fast fact. DVDs are the same diameter and thickness as a CD, but a DVD can store 13 times or more data. Do you have a fast fact? Share it with us at Interactive Radio, RadioWhat.com.
This is Keys Dan.
And this is Shelly G.
And you're listening to
RadioWhat.com.